There are two kinds of people in this world. Either you're doing things you know you shouldn't, or you're not doing things you know you should. Guess what? We're both. Hi, I'm Marcy Barker, life and business coach, aka your loving kick in the pants. This podcast is here to help you become accountable with aligned action and become boss-minded while growing a business without sacrificing what matters most. Let's dive in. Good morning, my beautiful people. Guess what we're going to talk about? Bossminded is doing another event. This is called the Bossminded Business New Year Kickoff event. It's happening January 10th in the Aiken, South Carolina area. And I wanted to do a podcast about it because sometimes it's easier for people to listen to things than to sit down and read a page about everything that's happening at an event. So I wanted to just make your life easier and give you all the information and see if this is something that you want to come to. But we're going to do a full day of workshops. So this is the perfect event for you if you are a woman in business who wants to increase your confidence, increase your income, and increase your impact, because we're going to cover all of these things. So as I'm looking over to the side, what I'm doing is, girl, I'm just giving you the cliff notes on the information page so you can get your spot secured if this is something that you want to do. So this event is for you if you're a woman in business who just wants more from your life, and you know that you can have more if you just start being a little bit more organized and you have friends in business and you have a plan for the new year. So this is what we're going to do. Here's the truth. I'm really good at events. I love doing events, and I am really good at creating environments where you can get the most bang for your buck in terms of your mental and emotional energy, because it's a lot to spend a day away from your family, especially on a Saturday. But if you know that you're going to come home with a more clear plan, understanding of how marketing is going to work best for you, and understanding how you work under pressure, that's priceless. So you're going to want to come to the Bossminded event if you're just looking for friends in business and more direction and clarity. So this is Saturday, January 10th, Aiken area. And our last event had 50 women. This time I'm shooting for 50 to 100 women. And that's a pretty big gap, because guess what? No matter how many women are there, we're going to make it really useful to your time in terms of networking, putting your business out there, and getting clear for the next day. Or next year. We're going to talk about the whole next year. So with this event, I want to tell you about the tentative agenda, because if I tell you what we're going to do at the event, you're going to be able to know right off the bat if this is for you, okay? So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Bossminded framework. So my name is Marcy Barker. I'm a life and business coach. My nickname is Your Loving Kick in the Pants, and I help people make follow through easy and peaceful. And the most recent book that I wrote is called Becoming Boss-Minded, and that's building a business that supports your life without taking over it. And learning the framework is going to help you have the proper container for what you want to build in the new year. So real quick, I'm going to give you a really brief overview of the framework and how that's going to be beneficial to your business. So the very first step of the Boss-Minded framework is to desire more. So chances are you're even listening to this because you desire more for your business and your life. We're going to talk about what those desires are and how they translate into what you actually need to do to make them happen. The second step of the framework is to define the cost. So this is where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of what your goals actually require, because we all know people who have set a lot of big goals, lots of big dreams, but they haven't actually done anything to it. And that's because people think they know what it takes, but it's kind of like people saying, I know how to eat healthy, I just need to do it. Well, there's a massive difference in you thinking about something and you actually doing it. So defining the cost is our opportunity to say, what do my goals actually require of me and how can I make them happen? The third step of the framework is find the edge. This is where we look at all of your goals and we say, okay, what's the next best step? We don't have to do everything. We don't have to jump off a cliff. We don't have to invest, all of our money that we have, every penny that we have to building this dream. But we do have to recognize what we're willing to do to step out of our comfort zone to take that next level so we can grow into the business owner that we want to be. The fourth step of the Boss-Minded framework is to create your version of success, because guess what? When you're in a room surrounded with a lot of other successful women in business and people who are trying to grow something, you will probably find that your expectations of yourself and your business change for the better, which means you're going to have a more clear understanding of what you want for your life. And even though it's wise to have money goals and different projections for what you want your business to do, I can tell you that there are some things that are not as important as your family or your freedom or your mental health. So when we talk about creating your version of success, we're going to make sure that you are building your business within the container that works for you now and later. The last step of the Boss-Minded framework is to take your seat. No more waiting. Don't wait for somebody to give you permission, but it's acting with confidence. And guess what? The very best way you can act with confidence is to have a plan in place and to be really good at the things that you care about. So the Boss-Minded framework, we're going to talk about your whole plan for the year and make sure that we're creating a proper pathway that's realistic and doable. So that's going to be the first part of the day. The second part of the day, we're going to talk about marketing strategies that make money in less than 5 days. Now, I know that that's a really big promise, but guess what? I've had hundreds of people do this program, and the Community to Cash Challenge where we learn this, I'm going to teach you guys how to effectively make money in whatever community you choose to hang out in. So the Community to Cash Challenge and the marketing that makes money in 5 days. In the workshop, we're going to get together and we're going to talk about the very best strategies for you in your niche and your industry and where you choose to spend your time. So I'm really excited about this one because this is where we get like really hands-on, in depth, where you can leave the event with a plan in a way that actually suits you and it works for you, and you start to see real movement in your business based on your product or your service that you're selling. So the Community to Cash Challenge, that's 5 different aspects. I could walk you through each of those things, but just like the framework, if we use the container for growth, you're gonna find some really, really awesome results. And that's like really hands-on, so I'm excited for that. If you want to talk about marketing and how to show up with confidence and how to not be afraid to talk about your product or service, then you're definitely going to want to be at this event for that alone. I have done a whole event on that topic, and the reason why I'm repeating it is because doing this in person, workshop style, it is the best, because nothing makes you more excited about growing your business than a clear plan you're actually excited to do. Okay, then the last part of the workshop, we're going to talk about the accountability code. So my first book, The Accountability Code, was published in 2022, and I've taken thousands of people through this process. And the accountability code is a 6-step process that makes follow through easy and peaceful. So if we're talking about the Boss-Minded framework and your business goals, and we're talking about how to market, well, guess what? We can talk all day long, but it's not until you actually do something with it that it brings real value into your life, not just mentally and emotionally and spiritually, but like with dollars too. It's really amazing when that happens. So let me tell you the steps of the accountability code and how we're going to use those steps to take action all year long. Hey, my beautiful people. If you're loving these episodes, you'll want the full experience. I've bundled both of my books, The Accountability Code and Becoming Boss-Minded, into one powerful package. You'll get instant access to the audiobooks and ebooks so you can learn and grow anytime, anywhere. Head to bossminded.com and grab the book bundle now. It's the perfect way to stay inspired between episodes. All right, let's dive back in. Okay, so the very first step of the accountability code is reflection. This is thinking on your goals, your values, and your problems. Sitting in this workshop and being in this room with a lot of amazing people, you're gonna have a lot of thoughts that need to be sifting through. And I'm sure if you've ever been to a conference or a seminar or a workshop, it can be information overload. Using the accountability code is going to help you sift through that information and only apply what's most relevant and realistic for you right now. The second step of the accountability code is humility. So humility is the opportunity we have to pull in of all of these different resources that want to see you successful. And humility is recognizing that you're not all that in a bag of chips. And you being in a room full of a lot of successful women, that's a lot of resources you can use to become a better person, a better business owner, and a better steward over what you're trying to build. So humility is a really good opportunity for you to be in a safe place to say, where do I need to improve and how do I do that with other safe people? So humility is really awesome. The next step we're going to talk about is planning, because once you've thought about something and recognize where you want to go with it, planning is putting together a detailed proposal for achieving success. And putting together your 2026 plan, Oh man, planning is one of my favorite things to do. And a lot of my clients, the ones who do like planning, really get this. And then I have other people who don't like planning at all, and it's just because their plans in the past haven't worked out. But with the accountability code, I'm gonna make sure that your plan is customized to you. And that's the really amazing part about being in a room for a full day, taking the time to spend on your business, because that's what it requires. It's really gonna need your personal time and attention to really grow something that you want. So the first 3 steps of the accountability code, reflection, humility, planning, that's the waking up. That's the taking your knowledge and putting it into use. But that's why we have to do the showing up part, which is the next 3 steps of the accountability code. So this is implementing, commitment, and feedback. Now, implementing at a workshop is probably one of my favorite things, because you're actually going to get stuff done with people sitting right next to you. So there's going to be a portion of the day where we sit down and we put into use the things that we actually want to see come to pass. And that I'm most excited about. Then we're going to talk about commitment, because commitment is dedicating yourself to an outcome, and it is binding yourself to something that you want to see happen. Again, when you're doing this in a room full of women and brand new friends, business besties, some will be in your industry and some will not be, but having commitments to have that internal and external accountability is really great in terms of moving forward in your business. Then the last step of the accountability code is feedback. And this is where we take action, and feedback can't really happen until something has moved forward. So one of the best things about my events is that it's not, hey, we're here and we're done, goodbye, never talk again. I don't do that. I build communities where people find their business besties and we support each other long term. So within the container of the accountability code, I'm really excited to introduce to you more business friends, more opportunities, more place to promote your business, and ultimately more opportunities to take action so that you stay accountable and you actually follow through. So that's going to be like the bulk of the event, is those 3 sections. We're going to talk about the Boss-Minded framework, the community to cash marketing that makes money in 5 days, and the accountability code. But also at this event, there's going to be food, there's going to be swag, there's going to be new friends, there's going to be networking. This is a place where you get to come and you can be a little bit nervous and a little bit excited. That is completely normal, but I want you to know you're going to feel right at home right away, because this event is full of women just like you. Women who want more for their life. They want more results for all the work that they're putting in. And ultimately, they want to know that they're not wasting away their life, that they're building something that they're passionate about. And it also benefits their family because they're making a living. They're making money by doing what they love and helping people. So this next part, I'm just going to share with you a couple of testimonials from past events that we've done. This first one comes from my friend Susan. This event was transformative for me. I loved meeting empowered women who were encouraging and supportive. They gave me advice and ideas on how to grow my business. I'm excited to keep interacting with these women. I will definitely be coming to future events. Highly recommend it. Another one from a past attendee says, this was a game changer for me. Surrounded by inspiring women, I felt empowered to connect, collaborate, and elevate each other. The energy was contagious and I left with valuable connections and renewed motivation. Highly recommend to any woman looking to expand her network and amplify her impact. This last one comes from my friend Megan. She said, this was a fun and focused event that encouraged professional growth in a variety of ways. Speakers, games, engagement, open networking, and more. This event allowed me to see what our Facebook group is actually designed for, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So Boss-Minded is actually an online community, and we have done online events and in-person events as well. So even if you're like, I'm not sure if I want to come to this thing, you should join the Boss-Minded Facebook group, because it's a place where we can support you in connecting with other people and taking action on your business. With these events, I want you to know, like, I've been to plenty of events where I'm like, I'm not even sure if that was right for me, or I didn't meet anybody that I really wanted to connect with. But at the Boss-Minded events, I promise you, with the way that I curate the container for people to really grow and find their next business bestie, it's really going to be an amazing way for you to get a jump start on the new year and ultimately be in a position where you can take action on the things that you know you need to do. So I want to just leave you with this. I hope that you take the time to come. Tickets are extremely affordable, and we even have sponsors who have chipped in some money to help offset the cost for people who need it. But ultimately, you're getting a full day of business growth. You're going to meet new people. You're going to be able to promote your business and have fun. That's the best part about it, is that building business gets to be fun, and you get to do it with other people who really want to see you succeed. So I hope that if you are considering coming, you will. And if you have any questions about it, definitely reach out to me. I'm Marcy Barker, life and business coach, your loving kick in the pants, and the founder of Bossminded. So I hope you have a fantastic day today. And at the end of the day, I want you to know that you are worth the investment, you are worth the work it takes, and nothing feels better than being able to follow through with those heart and mind nudges that you receive when you're building something important. So I will see you next week for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants, and hopefully I will see you at the next Bossminded event. Head to bossminded.com to get all the information, and I'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in, friend. If this episode gave you value, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with someone in your circle who's ready to wake up, show up, and grow their business without sacrificing what matters most. When you do, you're not just helping them, you're building your network of like-minded leaders. And I'll say this plainly, leaving a kind review matters more than you know. It helps more people find the show, and it keeps the momentum going. So pause for a moment and please drop that review. Lastly, if there's a topic you want me to cover, I want to hear from you. Reach out, because this podcast is for you and I'm here to serve. Until next time, stay boss-minded.